Right. Just like the title says, let's take a look at a few things. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day. So, now I finally have a couple minutes, and it is time to take a look at a few things. Of course, let me just set this up in the background over here. I'll get a little closer to the mic in just 1 second. Don't you worry about that. What do we got here? Okay, that's good. Yep, that is good. And what do we got here? One more thing. I'm getting it nice. Trying to. That's more like it. I'm trying to get it nice. All right. So it's been a long day. It's been a great day. Not all days are great. And tomorrow, it's Friday. So, if no one else is happy about that, Rebecca Black will be happy about that. Let's see. So, Neo. We were looking at Neo breaking out of this range. This is the 4-hour chart. We're just talking about this on Twitter with a buddy, taking a look at a couple different levels here. So, we like the trend, right? We like the uptrend. That's all good. Now, this right here was a swing failure. Well, I mean, not a swing failure, but failure to make a new high on this push, which is okay. We did the same thing right here. And then on the next, on support, came up and made a new high. So I'm not concerned about it. This I like. The level right here is that's the 3. No, that's the 5. If I could slide the chart over, I will show you. Come on, chart. Yeah, come on, chart. Don't be that way tonight. Oh boy. Yep, nothing's changed. All right. So anyway, yeah, the 5 level here, right, ends up coming back and previous structure high. So this is good. We like to see this. It did break this area here, which was the previous high, like the actual previous high. This is the high before that. But anyway, make a long story short, this is a good spot right here. Good spot to see some type of reversal. Also on the lower trend line, which is nice. So we like that. Again, we're just monitor the trade. Trying to think when. Remember when got into Neo. I believe it was around here. In this ballpark. Basically, we saw this big move here. We saw the minor retrace, and we let it come up a little bit more, and then bought that pullback over here, right? And then it's been good. Neo's been good. This is again the 4-hour chart, not the daily chart, but you can get in on dips if you like the trend. And that's currently what's happening here. So good support. This is the confirmation area for this trend. All right, so you got your first anchor and your second anchor, and now you can build a trend. But your third respected touch, that's confirmation. So that's good. We could probably tighten this channel up a little bit by using these highs here. It's a steep slope, so I'm not 100% sure I want to do that. But if it's correct, then I'll do that. But let's we'll at least take a look. I don't want to put trends on here that don't make sense. Okay, so now it's like a broadening wedge. I'm still gonna leave this on here for long term. If we continue to go up, so we'll continue to monitor. But this is the big story here, right? Getting out of this junk. It's nice. Getting out of here and pushing up. We're creeping up to these levels, so that's where it's time to reassess. What's happening when we start creeping up here. We're not far away. If history serves us well, we'll be up to that level on the next big push. So that's important. Now we found support and resistance at the last bigger high, which is this guy right here. And that's basically right where we're trading. All right, so it's equivalent to the 382 of this current move, and you'll see like repeatable things like that all the time. All right, so let's scope out what happened today. Like I said, it's been a long day. I've been away from the charts. It breaks my heart, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. That's pretty sure that's just life. So that's okay. Let's see, yeah, I was going to refresh that, but that's okay. This is currently refreshing, so we'll let that do its thing, and, you know, it's just doing its thing. We're working on it. It's gonna get better one day. Come on, this is like out of control. Let's go. There you go. It's working, kind of. Give it a minute. It'll be okay. All right. Whew. That was a lot of work. All right, so we are on, let's see, Thursday. So middle of the week. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to do 3-day. I want to see what's going on. Last 72 hours of trading. I want to see what's up. Morning, Marvin D. Good morning. Good morning. So, let's see. It's 11:20 p.m. for me. It's morning for you. UK? Europe? Are you in the European zone? All right, so let's see. Up move, peak gain D3. So 72 hours of trading. Peak gain's up 139 with a 12% pullback. Not much happening here. Do have slightly bullish on the longer time frame. Still bearish in the middle, with starting a little rally on the 5 minutes. So that's good. 12% though, not a lot coming back off of this just yet. RCN, I think RCN hasn't been on the list in quite a while. So let's see here. 64 up, 3 days, 72-hour period. 23%, 24 respectively, BTC to ETH. 2,600 trading volume on ETH compared to BTC at 1639. Okay, so this is a 4-buy. 4-buy meaning, 4 green left, 4 pink right. So this is actually really good. This is, we're still sideways, slightly bearish on the longer time frames, but the shorter time frames are coming up bullish, right? So this is something that we want to take a look at. 23% gives us plenty of time to get into maybe like a 382 retracement. They're sitting on the 236 right now. So I'm gonna look at the ETH, more trading volume. So I'm gonna take a look at the ETH pair, RCN ETH. Let's see what we got going on there. Wow. So there's that. Yeah. There's that 37% 4-hour candle. Okay. So first thing I want to do, I haven't been on this chart ever. Okay. So let's see. Clear downtrend. Obviously. This isn't anything that anybody needs to point out. Let's throw a few levels on here to get an idea on what's shaking. Obviously have an important level here, some sort of pivotal point. Another level here, so it looks like obviously we had a bit of a pull, right? So from the down, you had a retrace. Down even further, you stalled out here, so that's a level I might be interested in. Let's throw that up for a minute, and this was our actual, body bottom on the weekly chart. We'll probably swing down to here. Top zone looks like this is covered as far as zones are concerned, and this area right here is also covered as well from this. So previous structure low, previous structure high. It's obviously going to be an area that we're going to need to deal with, and this is okay. I'm going to leave that alone for now, and then of course we'll throw some up here. All right, so that's cool for that. Let's throw some trends on, see if there's anything interesting that we see. All right, we'll make this guy red for resistance, because that's what we are looking at. All right. So, what do we got here? Good, 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 good. We'll do one more for the bottom, a little bit of support leg over here. That's cool. And green for support. All right, let's get into the daily. Okay. So, I like to look for just what, you know, we know what the overall trend is, right? Bias is down. We know that. We're not, we've already taken a look at that. But I want to see this move here, right? This was a large bounce back from a big drop. Slow and steady on the way up. Right, hovered out a little bit, took a big dip, came right back, dropped again, but made a higher low. And then again over here, you came up, this is like a mini move right here. You came up, did the same thing, came down, actually made a lower low right here. So that's not great. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like it looks higher. It looks higher. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in. Remember, this is super small cap coin. So 6 million cap coin, that's not great. Not great at all. All right, so it is a higher low. It's just it's down off trend. So what I want to see, like, this is a great candle, right? 40% move on the daily chart, but you know, this coin's done stuff like this before. 17%, probably it traded all the way up here. So you have to be wary of these pump and dump coins, right? This might not even be worth the trade. So that's 100% up, and it came down, like 90% it lost, you know, within a few days. There was no, in other words, it didn't go up, pull back, and then keep going. It went up and gave everything back. Another huge candle. This one actually came up afterwards and then dumped. Another huge candle and then dumped. Big candle, dump, big candle, dump, big candle, super dump. Yeah, this ain't really something I even want to trade. Take a look a little bit more at the chart, but you know, a move like that from what we've seen in the past, all right, you're just going to get stuck holding that bag. And nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants to do that. Absolutely not. So, and you know, it's a great move. It's a good looking candle for sure. I wouldn't trust it. And I wouldn't trust it here anyway. I do like the 1-2 with the third touch. A little bit of break, but came right back. So that's good for confirmation. We're right now inside a symmetrical triangle. Yeah. 6 million cap. I'm not really going to mess with it too much. Levels are somewhat respected. This is good right here. Like to see that. So previous bottom. Not bottom, but a previous low. Stopped out. Came resistance, so previous support is now resistance. It looks like we're pulling back to that area. That's cool. All of this trading is good. It's decent, but you get these massive pump and dumps, and you know you just end up getting screwed. So be very careful. If I was going to trade this, I'd be looking for a breakout. I'd be looking for a breakout from the symmetrical triangle. So I wouldn't do anything with this really anyway until we were at least above here. Kick back, flip it to support, and then maybe go in there. But yeah, for me, I'll probably stay out of this one. Certainly for right now. Paul Rangel, hello, how are you? Netherlands. Oh man, all right, it's close. Your resolution is not sharp. Go down to, where's the button here? The 3 buttons. Hold on, I'll find it. Yeah, go to settings, go to quality, right? You can put it on, you should be able to put it all the way up to 1080. So it should be pretty sharp. It's sharp on my screen. It's sharp on my screen, Marvin, on my, like I try to monitor YouTube for the chat. So it's good there. You just gotta hit that button. It looks like it's like a little gear wheel on the bottom right of the video, settings, and then you should be able to go all the way up to 1080. I guess it would depend on your internet speed and all that jazz. So hopefully that's just on your end, because I can see it pretty good right here. All right, so we looked at RCM. We weren't concerned about EVX, not right now, not just yet. PPT coming back into the mix. Now, this is red as ever. All right, so I had a 61% move up. So far, only retraced 2%. This is good because of this, right? The trend is definitely down, right? Trend is down on the 12, the daily, everything except for the 6, which is slightly bearish. I actually want to look at this. Something like this, we should be making lower lows, which is nice. So if we do even out, then we get into a range area. We get into a range area, then I'm looking for a breakout out of range area with something similar to this. So I'm going to pull this up. PPT Bitcoin. PPT. Let's scope it out. Okay, so yeah, lower lows. That's cool. So it's just consistently making lower lows. I would like to, so I'll monitor something like this. Obviously, there's no trades. There's no trades for anything like this, but I would do something similar to this. Obviously, we got that huge wick down, but we had a huge wick down here. I'm not overly concerned about that. What I am looking for is to become range bound within a certain trading zone, and then from there be able to break out of range and probably, you know, end up playing the breakout and then seeing where that goes, seeing what kind of momentum is traveling with such a thing. So for now I'll do that. Let's, you know, we need something for range. I was using orange for a little bit. I kind of hate it. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. It doesn't look good. I like orange because it was like a warning sign, you know, like, stay alert, you're in a range, but I don't know, it's kind of crap. I don't know, I'll figure something out. This is obviously something to be aware of. Something like that. And like that. So something to consider, you know, you're in a descending triangle. So typically you would come down off of that, which is what it did here, but it came right back. So as far as trading is concerned, I'm not overly worried about it. I would imagine that's probably some type of fat finger, because that recovery is pretty ridiculous. So we can actually see if you get a wick like that on the 1 hour, yeah, so you know, you're just looking at a fat finger, nothing crazy. I mean, it is crazy. It's good for whoever had buy targets down there. Yeah, they did pretty good. So even on even on the 5-minute chart, you got a huge wick, right? So the 1-minute chart, yeah, that's it. All right, so you get something like that when you're on the daily chart or a 4-hour chart or something like that, and you see this big giant wick similar to this. You can ignore. I mean, I do. I'm not saying you can. If you want to, go for it. But I ignore some of that. I don't consider that real trading, especially if it's a fat finger, right? If it's a fat finger, somebody just made an accident. It's not like there were real buyers out there that were saying, I'm actively pursuing this price, or I'm actively trying to, you know, sell at this price or buy all the way down here because I think that's legitimate trading. So I just ignore it off the chart. Say, yeah, it's there, and I recognize that it's there, but I'm not going to use anything off it. I'm not putting any trends on it. I'm not going to use a fib on that. Now, if it's legitimate trading, you zoom into the hourly chart and you got a whole bunch of candles working in a range, and then it dumps, you know, something like that, then fine. But until then, no dice for me. Okay, so what else we got here? You read? Okay, got it. Thanks. All right, Marvin. Very happy to hear. Good deal, buddy. All right. So we took a look at RCN, PPT, Yo-Yo. All right. So Yo-Yo is an interesting trade here. What chart did I have up? Yeah, probably BTC. Probably BTC. Let me see. We pulled this up last night because we saw some moves. Yeah. So here we go. Again, this chart super risky, low cap coin, all these massive pumps. Right, and you lose most of them. So again, you know, nothing different here except this, which is beautiful. So the difference here is that we broke out of range, all right, and then found support on range. We're starting to buy again. Now I understand. Same thing happened here, and then we lost it. So you have to be cautious. That's when you trade low cap coins, you have to be extra, extra on your toes with stop losses. But you can see that the level that it sat down on, around the 709 right there. That's a buddy of mine started looking at 709. He's like, it's playing. It plays a lot, and you know what? He's 100% correct. So between the 618 and the 786 is a pretty large gap. 709 tends to get filled more often than not. Now with the the funny story about that, I couldn't remember if he said 706 or 709. So I played with 709, and it seems to work out pretty well. It could very well be 706. But it's fine. Whatever. You put up what works. So we were looking at this last night on the hourly, the daily, and the 4-hour chart. This is the 4-hour chart right here. So we had ideas of coming into this zone, right? This 382/5 area. I don't know why it's so far off, but we're not going to be concerned with that right now. So we had a push up. We had a pullback. We were still in range, right? Still in that green. So we weren't doing anything with that. Had another push up, right? And we were looking for the other pullback. Now, this is before these candles existed. So we were saying, all right, we might look into this area here, and we might be placing orders depending on, how things are looking. And things looked good. Let me see where we were looking at RSI for a minute. I don't remember what we were 100%. Let me get out of here. I don't remember 100% what we saw. Oh, this right here. All right. So on RSI, you had the high, and then you drop back down again. So that was your pullback. But then you had, when you breached it, you made a high. You had a pullback. You breached it again. You made a higher high. So that's good. And that's worth it. Now if this support line doesn't hold and we go back into range, then you're probably out of the trade. If it does hold, then I would imagine similar moves, something violent like this where you're going up, 10 to 20% in a candle. And it could very well hit this horizontal support resistance and just be over. Not much higher than this last move. Or it's going to fall back into range, and then we're back to this garbage zone. So that's not cool. All right, what else we got? CIS, ETH. I think we looked at this the other day as well. So almost a 4 buy, with the slightly bearish on the longer time frames, slightly bullish on the 15th, 30 and 1, which is nice. Looks like a pullback right now happening in the 5-minute chart with a strong downtrend. So you're 45% up in 72 hours. You've given back 50% of that so far. So it's worth taking a look. Let's say CIS ETH right here. Let's take a look at what we got. Already marked this up a little bit. Yeah, I got some drawings on here, so don't mind those. It's just thoughts. All right, so we had a channel that we were trading in, broke up out of it, came back into it, had a huge breakout out, came right back, and then traveled around the channel again until we broke. Again, this, like most coins, you're in a range. I'm looking to break out of it and retest it before I do anything. Again, same deal. We already had that happen right here. We came out, we retested, made a high, little local high for just this zone, not including wicks, and then we came down right down to the ground. So take it with a grain of salt. Huge pump, dump, huge pump, dump. Right, massive pump. That could be another fat finger. So it's an ugly chart. That's that's what it comes down to. This is it's not a great looking chart. That's my opinion. All right, what else we got? What else made some moves? Singles, right? So singles, 40 up, 60 down. Currently trading on the 618. Again, it's all low cap, low cap, low cap. So yeah, I mean the alts are coming out, man. The alts have been coming out. You know, they're moving. All right, so we looked at this the other day, E&J. I'm trying to find something with a larger market cap. Oh, I missed this one. So MCO BTC, 30% up, 64 retrace so far. Bullish on the 4 hours, slightly bullish, 30, the 1, the 6, the 12. Pullback happening in the 5 and the 15. And daily is still not converted yet to a light green. So MCO BTC. Let's take a look at this one. I feel like I pull this chart up once a day. MCO. All right, so obviously we have looked at this chart before. Let's zoom out a little bit and just get an idea. Clear downtrend, nothing to contest there. I didn't put any horizontals on here, and that's strange for me. So we'll do obvious levels first, something that just visually makes sense. So just for that particular zone there, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. You know, I had a little price pivot over here, and you know, we'll give ourselves a potential bottom. Okay, now that we're all marked up and made it all crazy looking, let's see what we already did over here. We came up, out, big push up, expected this type of pullback. We did get the orders in right here, just barely, ever so slightly. Now for the next move up, right? So it's pretty good, actually. You had a big move, right? Yeah, this here came down, so you just barely tapped it here, probably didn't get filled there, ended up making a higher high, so you finished this move, and then you created this pullback here, and now we have the next move here. Now this next move here was a failure to make a new high, so this is something to pay attention to, especially if you're into like swing failure type things. So that's something to look at. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart, see what kind of trading we have in between all that nonsense. So yeah, what do we got? So you can see, like, you see that just barely creeping in there, but that's good. That's good. That was it's a good retrace for that type of move. So now actually we can make, since we made a higher high, we can pull this up now into that zone, and then we can pull this back. Well, let's take a look at the bigger picture, right? The bigger picture's got us retraced down to the 5, just about. Here's the 5. Here's existing horizontal support resistance from historical data. I want to see where we're at just based off of this move. So I would do something like that, and then just get an idea on what we're sitting on. So that's the 709 again. See that? So you smash down, you got support on the historical support resistance, and then you ended up tapping down on the 709 body wise. So pretty cool stuff. Let me get this in a position that makes sense, like that. All right, cool. What else do we see here? Came up, big move, made a high, came back down, made another higher high, came back down, failed to make a higher high. So this area for a breakout would be okay. This arrow over here is just on here for literally just for no reason. So we might as well use it, and we'll just use it as support. So something like that. All right, so failure to the downside. Not exactly a symmetrical triangle, but it wants to be. You got the low, so double touch on the bottom. Top side, you know, you get the double touch on the double touch on the top side. Wow, can't speak, but that's all right. Yo, Saint, what's up, man? Thanks for sharing great content. You are very welcome. We'll watch the RSI lesson soon. Excellent, excellent. Please look at XLM. Of course, what pairing you want? You let me know. BTC. You want ETH. XLM. Good old Stellar. We could do USDT. Yeah, whatever you want. We'll throw it up and take a look. Let's see. Yeah, the RSI, thank you for bringing that up. That's awesome. The RSI video dropped, oh man, earlier. I think I was sleeping when Trading Room put that out. I don't sleep much, but when I do, videos drop. So yeah, it's gotten pretty good feedback so far. A lot of people reached out, said they liked it. They learned some things, and that, you know, that warms my heart in all sorts of ways. So that's awesome. Working on a couple more in the background right now. Working on a few new presentations. They'll be in tandem with new modules. So we'll, yeah, you'll be notified. All right, so you haven't gotten back to me yet. So I'm just gonna throw up Tether. What? Hold on, I didn't want FinX. All right, Stellar. Let's see what we got. And if you don't want Tether, just scream at me. It's fine. It's no problem. BTC or USDT doesn't matter. Nice, perfect. Yeah, I don't know what the lag is like on YouTube. I'm not sure what the delay is. I did a whole bunch of tests before I ever started streaming. Then it's like daily I got to change my setup to try to at least get, you know, things to move properly. Don't ask me what these. Oh, okay. These were breakout plays. Breakouts are extremely profitable if you can recognize them in time. So it's very simple. You find a trend, right? And then as you're within that trend, you're looking for price to weaken, price or volume to indicate. You know, we don't even have volume. For something to indicate that failure is imminent. RSI is one of those great things that can help do that. Do I not have volume? I just don't have it. All right. Well, we're gonna add volume. How about that? That just seems strange that it's not there. Oh man, it's gonna come stock color. Oh, okay, I got my normal colors. Everybody, calm down. We're good. We're good. We got normal colors. So anyway, yeah, you look for trending volume to weaken on the larger upside. So it's subtle, but it's weak. And it's coming down, 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 down. Now you had this big rush up here, so that could have been enough to fake you out, and it ended up just smashing down through. So these breakout plays, they work. You could do them to the upside and the downside. This was a smaller one, an example I was trying to show somebody, you know, how it worked. If you could recognize it. The thing is, sometimes you don't recognize these until, you know, it's too late. But you only need 2 anchors to make a trend. So you can see this right here that's similar to what they would call like a dead cat bounce, right? You had a high, you drop down, and then poof, you know, you sort of do this, and then you just continue to make lower lows. So anyway, now that I'm done ranting about nothing, what do we got? Historical levels look key. This guy right here, this was the bottom pivot point before swinging back up, and that is exactly where we found resistance today. We don't even have to worry about these levels up here anytime soon, so I'm not even going to bother with those. This is going to be a key level here, at least you would think. That was basically your high before coming down. It's also your previous support leg here. I think we're done with the breakout plays, so let's get rid of those. Okay, as far as buying is concerned, volume is nice. We got a pretty good bottom shape here. It's not like an amazing W, but it's you know, it's good enough. This I really like to see. So this candle right here, all right, after this doji is beautiful. So this is a good downtrend, solid downtrend, couple big candles, but for the most part, you know, right here it's starting to weaken. It's weakened. It had one last good push, and then this guy told you, hey, wait a minute, I'm not going to let you guys go down any further, right? And then this guy came in, so huge bullish engulfing candle, and said, I got this, guys, don't worry, and you know, gave it all back, but failed to go any lower, right? So you actually made another higher high. So that's good. So we can start trending this out. We're on the daily chart. This is all legitimate trading here. So let's throw the magnet back on. Let's do this. Just get an idea of what we're looking at. So we got plenty of support leg down. Actually, I would probably change that to this, but hold on, we'll get to that in a minute. And then we'll draw our upper trend line here. See what we got going on. So broadening wedge, which means it's price is getting further and further extended from each other. We are going to have to deal with this resistance that we're on currently right now. This particular move doesn't look insane, but let's measure it. Oh, that's great. All right, so that's a 31% move, right, from bottom to top. Now, again, we retrace back, so you would say that this leg right here is exhausted, and we're dealing with this leg right here. So if that's the case, let's throw a fib up. Hey, get out of there. Let's throw a fib up from this bottom. Let's mark it off to this top, right, which is the top of that bearish candle coming down after the hanging man. So 382 almost. All right, this would be our high. All right, so 382 almost. Didn't quite make it. I would expect more downside. Volume down on the hanging man. Show interest in buying. This is also a bearish reversal, bullish reversal candle. Bearish. I can't talk. Don't worry about it. It's bearish. Okay? Bearish. So we're looking at previous structure highs would be this area right here, which would be in between the 5 and the 618, and then this zone right here, which is hovering around the 382. So if you were to say you're cool with this trend and you're okay with this resistance, then you would be doing something similar to like a 382 to 618 buy-in. Laddering. Oh man, we're orange still, guys. We're orange. It's no good. Let's do this and let's do this. Perfect. All right. So it looks like a big area because it is a big area, but that's the problem, right? It is what it is. So 0.08, 0.086 to 0.081. Really not that big of an area. In the grand scheme of things, it's it's not a big area at all. All right. So the weekly give us some type of indication on major levels that we're going to be coming up with, and not much. So one thing I don't like about tether charts on Binance, you really don't have that much history. So for all the sports fans out there, let's take a look at something with a little bit more history. That's not a lot of history. XLM, BTC, Binance ain't gonna have that much. Trex should have something. No? Let's see. Trex has been around for a long time. Thank you. There you go. All right, so for those that don't know, if you're looking for horizontal support resistance from historical data, you want to pull up a chart that has historical data. Binance is, what, a year plus, a year and change? So, it only has history from that, which is not a ton. This is a fantastic breakout play on a weekly chart. That's great. Now, you probably would have started here, right, and then connected these two as your anchor, so you would have caught it a little low. But if you were on the daily chart, you probably would have had that trend, and and a breakdown below, failure to maintain it, and you'd be adios. So be shorting that puppy right there. Anyway, I'm getting off track, and this is not Tether. This is Bitcoin. So the resistance levels are going to be different. But in other words, this big move right here, that's important. And you're going to be looking at these levels soon. As we come up, right, you're going to be looking at those levels, and they're going to make sense, right? This whole chart makes sense, right? Look at this. Found support at the 618, traded up, resistance at the 236, traded down, resistance at the 382, Support at the 5, traded back up. Ping pong between the 382, right, and the 5, 382 and the 5. Tried once again, 236, failure, rejection. Pumped it back down, hesitated, right, found resistance at the 5, got smacked back down, broke right through to 618. So the next play here is to come back up to the 618. Right, so we're on a weekly chart, so I would imagine the gains would be decent. Let's see. It's 11% gain. If you were just along this right to the 618 and not worry about what happened before or after that. Tight stop would be, you know, just below the bottom of that wick, so local low, and then rock and roll. Let's see. Let's see, Paul, can I get your thoughts on ETH USD? Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. XLM, ETH, these are good market cap coins that we can actually trade. Are you on Max, Paul? Do you want that? Are you looking to short? I mean, this is the chart I look at. So let's see. I use the other one though. Where is it? Swap. Swap was currently moving. Oh, Valentine's Day. Forgot about that. Well, that's the last time I opened this chart. All right. So weekly chart does not have much history. So again, this goes back to, you know, history and what's happening. So I'll play around with this chart until you get back to me and let me know what you're actually doing with it. Let's swing to the daily. Let's get a better idea on what we're looking at here. We got decent volume a few days ago. Haven't been able to match it since. We're definitely making some type of ABCD. This is actually pretty good. Let me pull this puppy out real quick. Let's see what we got here. 768. That's not great. 812. Like a 127. Like an 886 ish. Ballpark. Yeah, ballpark. So possibility. Swing it back down to D, and then you would be long A to D. Try to get 1618. Targets on these are generally between the 127 and the 1414. 1618, like overall talk about you're taking profits at the 382, the 618, the 1, right? And then if you hold out for the 127, which is the actual target, which would be somewhere in this ballpark right here, which would line up very nicely with this leg right here. So it's something to consider. These aren't perfect numbers, but it's there nonetheless. Otherwise, what we do have is an actual ABCD. So we do something like that, something like that, something like that, and something like that. Does that make you feel better? ABCD 0.77. Okay. So what you do with these guys, you just measure it out. And let's say you just get your bottom, you get your top, and then you want to repeat that move, right? So then you just target this area right here, say your bottom, come on, bottom, and then your top. So a little bit lower than what I was thinking, right about there. Okay, that makes sense. 1.3 and 7 is a 2. I don't know, Paul, I lost you, buddy. Let me if you're not trading Max, then just let me know. Otherwise, we'll keep looking at this one here. So we got trends that are important. Get out of here. Course coming off the top here, swinging back here. Very similar to the Bitcoin chart right now. How we had the, well, no, that's off the larger top. But not able to make past that one. We're looking, sitting around the 4K zone. So this is good. Coming up over this trend on the daily chart is very important. Being able to even come back down and retest it and then make a higher high is okay. So be prepared for that if that is the case. Obvious levels of support resistance to watch out for. Previous market lows. So structure lows, structure highs, consolidation areas. These are all things you want to look for when you're trading any asset, but especially like high liquid coins like ETH. Always a good idea to just be on the lookout for areas where you're either going to get hesitation in trading, or you're going to get some type of rejection or reaction. Reactions are okay too. So this is good. This is a symmetrical triangle breakout play, which is awesome. I like it. I would tap into like a 1 hour and see what we did. What kind of reaction did we actually get out of that breakout? Because if we came back down already, then I wouldn't be worried about it. But look at that rise up. This is the hourly chart. Look at that rise. Just steady buying. Steady buying. Yeah, look at that. All right, so that's smooth. That's good. You had a big push up, big failure, rejection, came back down, pushed back up, stalled right on the line, and ended up breaking through it. Haven't quite had a pullback yet, and that's got me a little nervous. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I like to see breakout with a retest, and not having a retest not making me super happy. But we can see on the 4 hour, right, we had a bull. Well, that's actually a bear flag here. So bear flag, but ended up working out so well. Well, it's bull with like a bearish, what do you call it? Like that. For a bull flag, it would be pointed down. This is pointed up. But it's also a symmetrical triangle, so it's kind of like a bull pennant. This is a bull pennant. So you would draw that like this. You would say, I got these guys here, and then I do something like that. Try to connect the dots. Almost first try. Almost. I did kind of botch it up a little bit. All right, so you're looking at a bull flag here on the 4 hour. That's good. It's not perfect. You kind of do this a little bit. You might have to massage it a little bit. And you shouldn't have to. It should just be good. But yeah, so you'd be looking at that. Bang. Well, that's a terrible pull. So bang. There you go. There's your flagpole. All right, we could take the other leg here. We'll take the bottom and we'll take the top and we'll get some zones. All right. We'll do this. We'll do this. Come over here. We do that. We do that. To the high. Okay. So right now we're dancing on the 236, which is not an incredible retrace, but we are building a pattern. So when you build the pattern, it's different, right? You're not looking for a pullback. You're looking for support resistance. So if we are to hold this pattern, right, you got 1, 2, 3, so you got confirmation, 1, 2, not yet to the top side. A breakout play would push up and over, probably find resistance at the top line here. So that's your first area of resistance. Come back down, retest, and then up for another leg, possibly similar to these or less, depending on exhaustion and trend. You take a look at this guy here. Come on, man. When things start working great, I'm gonna go nuts. Come on, what's the deal here? There you go. All right, so RSI, pretty good looking, very nice. So the last time you came up over 70 was nice. We did have a bit of a swing failure here. Came back down for a big pullback. Came back up, make another high, another minor swing failure here. So something to certainly take a look at. You don't want to get stuck in this trade. All right. But yeah, overall not bad. You've been long and short, small percentages, trading on Kraken. Sounds good. Nice. Yeah, Kraken. Kraken. Very similar. Oh, these are some old notes. Can use upper and lower for entry targets and exits. Hey, look at that. talking RSI. That's fantastic. All right, let me get this out of here. And enter new area. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Yes, sir. Okay, so same deal. Same deal. This was my example for the video. Well, one of them. Look at that. You guys are part of history. I should have cleaned my charts up, and I didn't. Wow, I made all sorts of notes. Jeez. All right, well, I'm going to spare you guys. There you go. How about that? All right, so the Kraken chart, very similar. Still have the same big move here. I do like this for a possible play as far as advanced ABCDs go, but then I would have to undo all this junk. All right, let's just get rid of it. Let's take the time. Let's create the lag. You guys will be all right. Obviously, we're not doing anything with that trend line, and that was a breakout play. We're out of here. That's good enough. Okay. So, I just want to measure that pullback real quick. So bear with me as we figure some things out here. Let's do this and let's do this. So on the bigger move, on the daily play, it's too deep. 709. All right, were you guys here when I was talking about 709? Look at that. Do you see? Get rid of these. You see what I see? I see on a daily chart, I see a nice bullish move. Started to pull back. That's when I would have thrown the fib on. Take a look. And it pushed down 382 to 618, kind of ping-ponging back and forth, slicing in between and out of the 5, finding support on the 618, dropping down, not quite hitting the 786. Why? Because it's all over to 709. And where did it find support enough to launch this 14% candle? Right off the 709. Smashed right through to 618. Got stopped out at the 5. Consolidated for a little bit. 2 good pushes up. And now we're just hanging on the 236. So that's cool. Alright. So again, for this chart, although very similar, you would still have your trend here. Right, still be looking at some type of pullback if that's the case. If you're going to come back and retest it, RSI in here is already topside, but still has room. It already pulled back a little bit, so there could be a play there. If you take a look at it, you are making, let's see, you're making higher highs. No, you're making a lower high currently. Okay, lower high currently. You are making higher lows. Right, so this right here, on the high side, you're talking bearish divergence. Okay, you're making a higher high on RSI, making a lower high, okay, on price. So it's hidden bearish divergence. All right, so hidden bearish divergence will typically mean continuation. So keep that in the back of your head. Right, RSI is telling you continuation to the downside. Very interesting. All right, so something to think about. I like the pattern. Hasn't quite formed just yet, but actually the pattern would tell you downside. Yeah, it would be something similar to, I'm not going to take the time to draw it all out, plus the lag would be far too much to deal with. But yeah, so you'd be going like 886 down here. Right, so you'd be looking at this. Right, it's bullish though, it's a bullish pattern because then you're like that. All right, but it's not 100% correct. This is too deep. It would need to be a 618. So, 618, you would have to be something like that. And then from there, you'd have to have like an 886. Well, 786, 2 and 886. Let's see, our highest candle is 754. It's close. And then this would pull back to the 886, but it's sort of invalidated. So, sorry. Can't do that. What do you got? I can line it up from what you showed. Thank you. Yes, 709. Awesome. All right, Paul. glad I could be, well, I'm not sure what I did, but yeah, if you found some use out of that, that's awesome. All right, let's take a look at one more coin, and then I got to hop off for the night. So I want to pull this back up. We'll let this refresh in the background because it might take a minute. I want to look at a higher cap coin since we just looked at a few. I want to see who's making the big moves for the big players. See if there was anything interesting in the last few days. I know BNB was on the move. There was a swing failure on RSI for BNB BTC. So we took a look at that last night. So anyway, let's go. Let's not worry about peaking. Let's go market cap. Let's see what the big dogs are doing. Oh man, excuse me. All right, so 72 hours of trading. Big dog, high market cap trades. What do we got? 3774764 Nah, it's all nothing crazy. I mean, these are all awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about a 12% gain, but it's not pushing me in the direction of a nice big impulse move. Here we go. All right, so 20% with a 33 kickback, right? So we've lost the 236, right? We're creeping up on the 382 in a 72-hour period with a nice 20% gain. This is a bullish chart. Long-term time frames are bullish, short-term bullish. With 15 is sort of giving you like a little sideways dance, which is probably what part of this 33 is kicking back on. So BNB ETH, I'm going to pull that chart up. We'll take a look, and then that'll wrap it up for me. So let's see what we got here. BNB ETH, Binance, scope it out. So BNB has been doing things, obviously. It's had a real nice run so far, which has been pretty fantastic. Look at this. I mean, it almost looks fake. Doesn't even look right. Something does look wrong here. It's just a continual trend up. So that's, I don't know. We're going to say it's real. It doesn't seem real. This would be the only chart in crypto that does this. This is more like a like an S&P 500 or like a Google chart. I mean, this is why does that? Hold on, this just doesn't look right. BNB BTC. Maybe because I trade the BTC pair. Yeah, see, this looks more normal. All right. Well, anyway, we're going with ETH because that's what I saw, and that's just what it's going to be. Look at that trend line. Are you kidding me? That's fantastic. Right, from September 2017 to now, right? Just used it not that long ago. Of course, we're on the daily chart, so I guess it was a long time ago. Let's see, right here. January 4th. So this is nice. This is something where you would just continue to buy as long as there's a trend, you just keep going. I mean, not a whole lot to look at here. Okay, clamp down. Rising wedge. You got a second level in here. All right, so that's similar to just throwing a channel up. Surprised we don't have one already. Where is my channel? There we go. So let's see if we did something like this. All right, came down. Something like that. That didn't work out at all. Get over here. Okay. Don't fight the channel, man. Just get in there. Jeez. Alright. Alright, the channel's not working. Well, oh, you know what? It's really not bad. I like this. I like this. Nah, we're getting rid of it. Anyway, so here's what we're looking at. Let's zoom in so we can actually talk about this thing. First off, all of these are insane. Right, so this is just a beautiful move up, perfect pullback. I mean, if we measure, it's either going to be 382 or the 5. What do we got? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we're in log. 618. Uh, Beautiful, right? That's good. Came up, smashed the top, double top, retrace, 382 bottom. I mean, that's all good. We like all of that. So we know BNB has respected levels in the past. I would continue BNB to. I would think BNB will continue to do just that. There's no reason it won't. So I'd be looking at something like this on the daily chart. Right now, we're pulled back to the 382 previous structure. Highs would put us at the 5. That would be target area for me. Next target zone on a pullback, I'd be looking at this level, which, oh, that's crazy. It just perfectly lands on the 618. That's totally nuts. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah, this zone here already did a bit of a pullback and then a smash up. Currently trending down. It's not really a bull flag, but it does have the same attitude. So like a bull flag here would do this. All right. So basically like a channel ping-ponging back and forth. It's close. If it is, it's super ugly. You'd have to crush it with bodies in order to have it look, somewhat decent. Oh, come on, mouse, don't do it. Don't do it, mouse. There you go. You have to forgive the problems. All right, so similar to that. I don't know. I think that's ugly. If anything, we got like almost like a diamond top here, which those are pretty cool. Let's take a look at that. Yes, sort of. Again, can't quite get a pattern that we like. That's not super ugly. Let's see. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's not great, but it's there-ish. It's kind of there. Diamond tops are pretty cool. The thought behind them is that you have massive trading, consolidating, squeeze in, massive expansion, right, and then a breakout. Either to, if it's diamond top to the downside, diamond bottom to the upside. Usually a reversal pattern. This one's okay. It's not great, so I'm not going to deal with it. But yeah, so for me, BNB, trend is still up. Obviously, I'm not overly concerned that we're going to lose it. If we do, we'd be looking at some sort of breakout zone down here, a long-term trend line. So that would hold some type of significance. I could put orders in previous structure high down to the 382. We obviously already hit the 382, so a little late for that. So then for me it would be the 5. That'd be a spot with a potential down to the 618. But I wouldn't go past trend right here. Right, so 618, because not only have we used it historically in the past, it's also previous structure high on that wick. So it's something to at least consider. Now BNB RSI, we were having some issues with. Well, then it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the ETH pair. This is actually good, higher and higher, so that's good. But that's a huge retrace. So really, you're looking at these two zones right here. And if they're still good, then you're still good. So 1 and 2, and you got a higher high. Yeah, you're straight. Straight. I like it. Good looking chart. That's what I think. Not financial advice. All right, but anyway, that's a wrap for me. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Paul, Saint, I think I had, what I have over there? Marvin, thank you. Appreciate it. And